Alright, it's day 10. So last time I was trying to build a melody, and it was slightly apparent that I was struggling to find a direction for this this build-up. And that's cool, but I think I figured out what I'm gonna do next in this track. So what I'm gonna do is actually incredibly simple, and it's almost, I feel like music, it's really cheating, but what I'm going to do is move these chords on the drop. They're going to come back in on the drop, but they're going to be moved up a step or a whole step or even 3 steps. I don't know, but the point is the pattern is going to be just pitched up or down, and it should have like a really nice sound to it. I'm thinking pitching up so that it's more exciting, because it is a build up, and then kind of don't want it to go back down. After I notice for techno you have to you can't go against what you're building up. Like, actually, not techno, music, all music composition, you have to, if you're building your energy up in pitch or up in, like, I guess melody, you're gonna have to maintain that type of energy through when you continue on. You have to, like, for drastic changes, for drops or whatever like that, you have to continue that energy. And if you want it to go sad or darker or more down, then you have to gradually make that change in your melody. I've learned this the hard way a few years ago, when I would make patterns and I would do drops, and I would just work with drum machines. And if you pitch against if your melody goes against what you've built up, then there's like no point of building up the suspense or the intensity in a song. It just kills it, and it's not very, doesn't sound good at all. So let me see here. I hear something that I'm not supposed to hear. This is an old compressor. I think this is crackling, and I think that sometimes you just have to like press the button and the crackling goes away. But it could just be this sampler. Sometimes when crackling happens from an instrument, that's very scary, because that means it's breaking down. But I don't blame the instruments because they're so old, but I use them because they're my favorites, and they sound, particularly, I think they sound the best from what I've tried. This sounds the best, and it's one of the oldest things I have. But anyways, I hope there's no more crackling. This is too new to crackle. This it's about in its last years. I really feel anything from the 80s that you're using, things will start to break down. I'm pretty sure it's already 40 years later. It's bound to happen. Like, really. This is actually a very new synthesizer, and it's only like as old as a GameCube or a PlayStation 2, and those things are still working, so this should be working too, no problem. Same thing with this. This is older, about 8 or 10 years older. Okay, so whatever, just back at it. Let me see what I hear.
Life is like a dance. Life is like a dance. Show the way to go. Show the way to go. Life is like a dance.
I don't know, like everything sounds good, so I'm gonna continue. I think it was the compressor. Okay, so, but honestly, a compressor is really easy to replace. It's no big deal if that breaks down. There's plenty of brand new compressors to get. Okay, so anyways, so I need to just add in a part of this melody that I really like, and I'm just gonna listen and see what I like. Okay, so this is actually the first time that I've gone through and actually relaxed and listened from start to finish all of this that's going on. I gotta say, I'm pretty impressed with myself with all that has been kind of built on here. There is a particular group of chords that I think is going to be carried over to this next after the drop, and I think it's around here. It's around here. Like either these or these 8. Well, hold on. Okay, I got it. So this is, I think, the strongest. It's the strongest melody for these chords, and I think it's going to be carried over. Simply, it really is. If you listen to it, it sounds musically pretty good. And this is the 8 bars of music that I'm going to transfer over for sure. I might even follow it up with this because it's more, if you notice, this is more simplified. So, because there are notes, I remember I took chords out of here. So I'm going to go ahead and extend the length of this major, huge pattern and copy and paste those. and I'm gonna want to do 116. No, sorry, 124 for the extra things that I'm about to copy paste. And I'm gonna remove these, or probably just drag them. I think at this point I'm not gonna forget about them because I feel like they're potential. And the cool thing is that I do have a sampler, and I was even thinking about adding 303 sounds onto here, and perhaps like adding a little 303 bass line like after the drop with the chords. It's gonna sound insane. Or even having a 303 bass line during this so that it kind of fills up the emptiness here, and will sound really good, and it won't sound so boring or just plain. So, and it'll probably help the build up for the track. How many do I have here? 1, 2, 3, 4. So they should fit in there. Should they? Cool. So I believe this is it. On line, I have to start remembering these numbers up here. On line 65, that should be where my favorite part is. Yeah, I think I said 65. Yeah, that's cool. So from 65 to 81, I'm gonna copy and paste all that, and then just make sure I got every note. Can't leave anything out. Okay. So this technique is like cheating. It's just all it's doing is you're using your melody that you already have, and you're moving it up in pitch. And super simple, but I think it's gonna be kind of 90s. It's gonna have this 90s sound to it. You see, paste, and it pasted exactly how I wanted it to be. And now the scary part is pitching it up. So it's very simple. You just move the keyboard arrow up 1 or 2. See, so this is the original, and then this is up 2 steps, a whole step. So let's hear how this sounds after the drop.
Life is like a dance. Life is like a dance. Show the way to go. Show the way to go.
Okay, so that sounds pretty bad. That does not work, because the reason this doesn't work is because there's a key change, I'm pretty sure, and they're totally different chords hitting totally different notes that are going to give different moods to the song, which is how that key change even happens. So I thought it was going to work, and it doesn't work. It sounds poor. It sounds bad. Maybe pitch down. Let's see what happens. And it doesn't sound like totally awful, but it's just off key, with what I already have, and it doesn't sound good. like I say, it just doesn't complement what I have.
Life is like a dance. Life is like a dance. Show the way to go. Show the way to go.
And so this sounds bad too. So I think it's just a matter of correcting the chords. If the chords are in the same key and they're just the notes are changed a little bit, it's gonna sound okay. Pretty sure. It's just the chords are not right. And this sounds like last time I couldn't really figure out what to do. Today I know what I want to do. I think I'm gonna probably delete this and add a 303 sound. Next time I'm gonna sample a 303 sound, a bass sound, and put it into here. I'm going to sample it, right, and then add a little 303 sound in here, and then change these chords so that they're in key, and then it's going to have the 303, it's going to have drums. After drums, after a drop, it has to be like high intensity, so it's going to have like everything. It's going to have 303, these chords, the kick going in, hi-hats, crash, cymbal. It's going to have all of that. And I think that would be good. I think next time I'm going to focus on getting the 303. This melody, like actually listening back to this whole thing, I'm like very proud of this. It's really cool techno. It's really cool chords. But I have to carry this track out with I have to finish this track out like pretty strong because I've already worked so hard on this, and I have to make sure if the drop is probably one of the most important things in techno, so I got to make sure I get the drop correct. Okay, that's it for now. It was short again, and thanks for watching. File save, and I'm done.